Hello, this is the place I have to put on my glasses, unlike Alero, it's beginning to tell.
Mine is there all the time.
I can see that, for instance. We're talking next about the children in the Northeast. And that is, is a very terrible situation what's happening there. Because we understand that about 250,000 of them are at the risk of losing their lives if something is not done urgently to provide, food and all the things that they need, you understand? And sometimes people just who live in the parts of the country are not affected, until they see something on TV. It's not really a concern to them until in their country.
Yeah, it's far away.
Yes. So 250 children in danger of death in the worst affected states of Borno, Yobe, Adamawa. Famine has been disrupted and crops destroyed. Food reserves depleted, and of 10 pillared and a lot of them pillaged, livestock and allied products abandoned. Of course, Borno is where all the fighting has been going on, and the whole world knows about the situation there right now. Do we really have the will and the resources to do something or make a difference about this situation that is happening? This is what we're going to talk about next, Alero.
Yes, it is. And we have guests who are going to join us from our studio in Abuja. We have Faraja Chiwile, who's a nutritionist. We also have...
Tunji.
Yes, they are there. We have Dr. Aloifuna Ekenechukwu, who is Head Technical Operations Office of Social Affairs and Health, African Union. Thank you for joining us. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us? Hello? Yeah, you can hear us, yeah? Yes. Okay, cool. Well, we've heard that thousands of children run the risk of losing their lives as a result of malnutrition. How can these children, how can they be helped? Hello?
Well, it's a pathetic situation. It's a situation that calls for urgency, and it's a situation also that invites all stakeholders to put in their hands for a critical intervention.
How can these children, how can they get the necessary treatment they require?
Yes. Yes, to make sure that children get the treatment they require, there needs to be a screening, meaning the active case finding. We have to go to the community and look for them, screen them and refer them to the health facilities that provide treatment of acute malnutrition. We have to understand that malnutrition has several causes. There's immediate causes, which are more linked to dietary intake and health, meaning access to health. And then we have also underlying causes, which are issues dealing with food security, access to food, issues of care for both mother and the child, and the issues of access to health, it's a health-seeking services, health-seeking behaviors. So if malnutrition in those areas and in other parts of the world or in the other part of the country is not only caused by food, there are other issues that causes malnutrition, which, as I mentioned, the issues of access to food. We know the ones that are in Borno have been under pressure or under insecurity to be able to access the farming. So the issues of them to be able to farm, to be able to have food for the families. Even if the food is available in the market, they may not be able to access because they might not have the purchasing power. So to be able to treat or prevent or making sure that we have a sustainable measures for malnutrition, we have to look at multiple issues: the health, the food access, and the treatment.
Yeah, Doctor, how much is what the governments of those states doing? We've spoken to representatives of those states here who are in charge of the IDPs, and they tell us that things are improving. And yet the United Nations, UNICEF has come out with these very frightening figures. So what you're saying in short is that the work that they're doing out there is not sufficient?
Well, I wouldn't be able to speak for the state governments, but the obvious fact is that it's clear to every one of us in Nigeria from what reports we are getting that they are not doing enough. It's clear that the hygiene of the places where the IDPs are staying are very big issues. And that's why it will affect the children who are more vulnerable. So
Okay.
I think and believe that there is need for a retooling of the entire system, the way and manner at which this care is delivered. The resources needs to be improved, and there has to be a kind of clear measures of monitoring and evaluation. There should be a open access to what is done there, so that everyone will see these are Nigerian children. So for us from the African Union Economic and Cultural Council, we won't be speaking on behalf of the government, but we are taking reports on the situation analysis and what people have been talking about, the indigenes there and other social workers who get around that place.
Is there anything that individuals can do to help alleviate some of these problems?
Well, it will be interesting if individuals and community-based organizations or faith-based organizations could get in there with the right medical teams, the right food resources, and create a kind of support system, do a caregiver delivery system, and ensure that it is a kind of work where they go in with the medical team, where they go in with the right food, where they go in with required tents. You know, there are tents for kind of toilet systems that can be used. In fact, some damning reports we were hearing were like, these children don't even have food to eat apart from the whole sickness and other things that comes up. So I feel that individuals can really support. You see, Nigeria and Africa needs to evolve a caregiving system where people come out and give to support of the less privileged. And these children did not cause their situation. And so it is very clear that Nigerians should come to their aid. The government itself is undergoing a recession and may not have been able to put much on the table as required for the well-being of these children, their mother, and other people who are in these IDPs.
Have you been there personally to see things for yourself and see whatever system is in place and seeing how practically some of these defects can be, corrected?
My boss, the Nigerian representative, had been in Maiduguri. I have not been there, but the fact is that we have some other consultants who are also bringing us situation analysis. But my boss has been there on behalf of the Nigerian office of the AU ECOSOC.
You know, nothing much can happen, Doc, without security. Even people who want to go there to be of help cannot be of help with the situations in all those areas are not safe for them to move. Is there enough security in place for maybe individuals or even NGOs to be involved and help to solve the problem?
Talking about security, I really get interested in things like covert security. You see, people need to even have confidence to get to believe that the uniform security people are working. And that is the reason why it is not just about the army. You need to also do some kind of campaign to give people morale, to believe in what the military is doing. The military are been all out there doing a lot, but I believe that it is not enough because there are no social commitment from the community, from all other well-meaning Nigerians to boost the morals of the people and to give confidence to those who are being secured. Can you imagine that there is a psych on anyone who had gone through a war situation? There is a psychology that runs in them. You need even to do some kind of sensitization to drive their mind back to a kind of stability.